Sweet children, just as Baba is the ocean of love, and no one in the world can love as much as he does. Oh, that was definitely the experience today. If you ever experience love like that, you'll just not be drawn towards human love or wanting it from people, whether they're giving it to you or not. It's like fresh, clean water versus dirty water filled with chemicals and toxins. Like it's like, so you children have to become the same as the Father. Hmm? Oceans of love, master oceans of love. Don't upset anyone. A very tricky statement. Imagine all the Brahmins hearing that. But I didn't upset them. They gave me sorrow first. Or, like I tell you, ultimately everything starts with the self. If somebody's upset, it's because they have weak feelings and they're not being honest about various different things and not following various Srimats. Should you upset them? No. But are you intending to upset them? No. But some of you might be intending to upset people because you got a bad feeling. This person looked at me funny, said something not nice, defamed me, insulted me, didn't give me respect, gave the duty to somebody else and ignored me. You got all kinds of stuff you hang on to in your minds. And therefore you presume that people upset you. But really, you're just hanging on to stuff that upsets you. Right? Question: with which type of thoughts can you keep the murky of your happiness high? Answer: one, we are now filling our aprons with the jewels of this knowledge, and then all of those minds will become full. There, in the golden age, we will build golden palaces. Two, so those are one types of thoughts, right? We're filling our jewels from the ocean of knowledge. You're never going to find knowledge like this anywhere. Each one is a jewel worth multi-millions. Two, this Brahmin clan of ours is most elevated. Just coming into golden age versus silver age. It seems like only 2 degrees. There's a huge difference in the quality of golden age versus silver age. Something brand new or something used. Something with the purest souls, something with less pure souls, plus less pure souls who are new souls coming down for the first time. It's a totally different vibration. Two, this Brahmin clan of ours is the most elevated. We are listening to the true story of the true Narayan. These are thoughts you can create instead of all the waste, the garbage, uh, indulging your vices, beating yourself up for indulging your vices. Who told you to think all those thoughts? Why don't you just govern your mind according to what Baba's Srimats are? Okay, you make a mistake, you feel yourself being pulled influence. Can't you just stop it and say, no, I'm going to think about knowledge. I'm going to churn a point. I'm going to open my Murli book. Number two, this Brahmin clan of ours is the most elevated. We are listening to the true story of the true Narayan, the story of immortality, and then we relate it to others. Benefit the self by listening to knowledge and then share it with others. If you continue to have such thoughts, elevated thoughts, pure thoughts, thoughts of service, benefit, the murky of your happiness will remain high. Your stage won't fluctuate. So why does your stage fluctuate? Because you go back into logic this, logic that. You get impacted, impressed by, hurt by, affected by a human being. Well, that's your choice. You choose to have that. You choose to create that experience. You don't have to. Baba's given you something else to do with your mind, but you won't stop thinking about these human beings. You won't stop getting involved with them. You won't stop, feeling bad about them. You won't stop okay, well, then you got to keep having karma with them until you finally realize you should just stop thinking about them. Om Shanti. You children are sitting in remembrance of the Father. You receive this Srimad. That is these most elevated directions. The pilgrimage of remembrance is very sweet. You children understand number-wise, according to the efforts that you make, the more you remember the Father, the sweeter you will find him. Thinking about your garbage, your waste, your guilt or whatever, it's not sweet, and you're not getting sweeter because he is the saccharin. Right? Whatever you have yoga with, right? What are you energizing in yourself and in your world? And that will return to you, right? Why it returns to you? Because whatever you sent out there, you affected. and it has to make its way back to the source, the creator, to get you to deal with the recording you made of that impure thing that you did, wrong thing that you did. It's karma, right? You cannot take sorrow, give sorrow. And if you give it, you're going to have come back and show you where you suppressed it, hid it inside your consciousness. There is no substitute for just choosing to be pure and clean. You children understand, number-wise, according to the efforts you make, that the more you remember the Father, the sweeter you will find him. He is the sacrament, because he is the sacrament. Only the one Father loves you. Only Baba loves you. That's it. What are you hanging around with all these human beings so much for? Whereas all the rest beat you, hurt you, insult you, right? Weaken you, diminish you, put you in bondage, right? They're not trying to get you to be the highest of what you're capable of being. All over the whole world, people continue to reject one another. The Father loves you, for only you children know him. The Father says, whatever I am, however I am, I am. Only Baba can say this humbly. Whatever I am, and you need to know him like this. However I am so great. Tell me, how great is your Father? If you remembered how great your Father is, would you let your mind create the thoughts that you're creating? You say that he's just a point, and so that no one knows him. You children also repeatedly forget him. So knowing he's great isn't the same thing as experiencing that he's great. You say that you used to worship big images on the path of bhakti. Now, how can we remember a point? Only a point would remember a point. So if you're having trouble remembering a point, guess what? You've forgotten your point. You souls know that we are points and our Father is the same. A soul becomes a president, or a soul becomes a servant. That the soul is still a point. So it is souls who play a part. The Father is the sweetest of all. Everyone remembers him. So you should should have great ambition, great desire to become great, to manifest your greatness. Okay? But you should never be so impressed with your own need to find out your greatness than to ever forget and think that God isn't greater than you are. And so therefore nothing you should do should try to get you to forget God's greatness. That's the nature of ego, right? When you start getting a return of your elevated choices, consciousness, power, or whatever, and then you start thinking, oh, I'm powerful. And at that moment, you've forgotten the powerful Father who made you powerful. That doesn't mean you should aim for low, shoot lower, right? It's not, doesn't mean that. You have to shoot as high as possible. You should, if you're going to become like your Father, shouldn't you aim to be as high as he is? You children now have the faith that the one whom you call a point is very subtle, but that his praise is so great. Although people sing praise of him being the ocean of knowledge, ocean of peace, they don't understand how he comes and gives happiness. Each of you Swedish children can understand who follows Srimat and to what extent. You receive Srimat to do service. Many people are ill and diseased. There are many who are healthy. You people of Bharat know that everyone in the Golden Age has an average lifespan of
150.
125 to 150. We all live a life in full. This is a completely dirty world and will only last for a short time longer. So maybe by the end of Silver Age, you're 125, right? Even now, people continue to build huge pilgrimage rest houses, dharamshalas. They don't know for how much longer this world will continue. They spend hundreds of thousands of rupees on building temples. How much longer will they remain? You know that they are about to be demolished. Baba never forbids you to build buildings, etc. You can open a hospital come university in one of the rooms in your own home. You can receive health, wealth, happiness for 21 births through this knowledge without any expense. So yeah, you want to build buildings, but use it for God. It's also been explained to you that you receive a lot of happiness. When you become Tamo Pradhan, you experience more sorrow. The more Tamo Pradhan you become, the more peacelessness and sorrow increase in the world. Every time you create Tamo Pradhan, impure, even Rajo Pradhan thoughts, the world gets more peaceless and more impure. And sorrow increases. That's why I tell you, BKs don't even have any idea how much karma they're getting because it hasn't fully returned to them other than in fluctuating stage. But you're getting all of this because you're weakening the world. All the waste. Yeah, you're comfortable here physically, so you don't pay attention. Yeah. Take your unstable mind, fluctuating mind, and import it into a country like Palestine. Okay, it's not your karma to be there. How well would you be doing? But you presume, oh, my waste thoughts aren't doing anything. Later, you children will see in a practical way the destruction that you have seen in divine visions. Many have also had visions of establishment of Golden Age. Little daughters used to have so many visions, they didn't have any of this knowledge at all. The old world is definitely going to be destroyed. You children know that only the Father comes and gives you your inheritance of heaven. However, you children then need to make effort to claim a high status. The Father sits here and explains all of these things to you children. Those people don't know that only a short time now remains. Father says, I am the bestower, and I have come to bestow on you. People say, Purifier, come and purify us, the Father says. At first, you were so sensible and sato pradhan, and purity is connected with sensibility. You now become tamo pradhan. You've now become tamo pradhan. It has now entered your intellects that you used to rule the world. Previously, you didn't know that you were the masters of the world. You'll definitely become that again. History and geography will repeat. So do you really want to think those thoughts? Do you want to do it again and again? Do you want to beat yourself up for that? It's going to repeat. Do you think about this before you choose? The fathers explained that he came 5,000 years ago and made you into the masters of heaven, and you then came down the ladder of 84 births. Do you want to defame the Father? Do you want to break Srimad? You're going to do it again, right? These details are not mentioned in any of the scriptures. Has Shiv Baba studied any scriptures? He is called the authority of knowledge. Those people study scriptures and they become authorities of
Devotion.
Scriptures. They sing, O Purifier, come. They go to bathe in the Ganges. In fact, that devotion is only for householders. Father sits here and explains to you that they don't know who the bestower of salvation is. The Father explains, you call out to me, O Purifier, come. I purify you. I come here to teach you. It isn't that you have to ask for blessings or mercy. I am the teacher. I teach you. That's the mercy. Why do you ask for mercy or blessings? You've been receiving blessings for many births. Now come and become the masters of the property of the mother and the father, uppercase. What other blessings could you receive? As soon as a child is born, he becomes the master of his father's property. Would you ask your physical father to have mercy on you? Here, it's not a question of having mercy. You just have to remember the Father. Have mercy on yourself. Remember Baba. No one knows that the Father is a point. The Father has now told you this. Everyone calls out, Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, God the Father. Therefore, he is the Supreme Soul. He is the Supreme. The rest are souls. The Supreme Father comes and makes you equal to himself. There is nothing else. Would it be in anyone's intellect that the unlimited Father, who is the creator of heaven, has come to make you into the masters of heaven? They don't know this. They'll never know this. And you can't stay happy just thinking about that. You now understand why Sri Krishna is shown holding a globe of heaven. A person's lifespan begins the moment he comes out of his mother's womb as a baby. So that's the problem with intellect, right? You can understand that. That's a nice idea. I like that idea. But if you don't feel it, it's useless. There's a feeling connected with God's going to make me into is making me into the master of heaven. If you don't capture the feeling, the thought is kind of useless. A person's lifespan begins the moment he comes out of his mother's womb as a baby. Sri Krishna takes the full 84 births. His 84 births are counted from the moment he comes out of the womb. The clock's ticking. Your astrology chart, when you're in body consciousness, begins out of the womb, as soon as you're out of the womb, right? The chart does not begin when you're in gestation in the womb. It takes them 30 to 35 years to become Lakshmi Narayan. Therefore, those 30 to 35 years have to be deducted from the 5,000 years. You cannot calculate anything for Shiv Baba in terms of how many years. When's Shiv Baba's birthday? How old is Shiv Baba? These silly questions, right? Why does the chart begin when the soul leaves the womb? Why do the karmas begin?
He's still going through punishment in the womb.
In the punishment, you're settling last thing. It means you're not yet experienced anything from this time physically through your sense organs. You have no control of your sense. You don't even feel consciously, subconsciously, you can be affected. So when you come out of the womb, you're now in the world of matter. Karma clock begins at that moment. When you wake up and your eyes are open, you go, wah, you're on the clock of karma now. There is no time given for the moment Shiv Baba came. You can't say when Shiv Baba came. Nobody knows. From the beginning, there have been visions. Had he come and said to Brahma, I'm here, I'm Lord Shiva, incorporeal father, I'm inside you, then it would have begun then. But Brahma didn't even know. So how could anyone know when Shiv Baba came? Only Shiv Baba comes and says that he comes. And we don't know when that was the first time. It's not like he wears a watch and says, I came at exactly at, right? There's no time given for the moment Shiv Baba came. From the beginning, there have been visions. A Muslim too used to see gardens, etc. No one had done that intense devotion. They would go into trance on their own whilst just sitting at home. Other people do so much intense devotion to go into trance. Some, they're just sitting at home and they go into trance. The Father sits here and personally explains to you, your children know the Baba has come from a faraway land. He enters this one and teaches us. However, when you go outside, your intoxication reduces. If you were to remember these things, the mercury of your happiness would remain high, and you would then also reach your karmatit stage. However, that takes time. Now, look, Sri Krishna soul has this full knowledge in his last birth. Right? So the Sri Krishna soul, but not the soul named Sri Krishna, he's in the golden age. But the Sri Krishna soul, which is Brahma in his last birth, has the full knowledge in his last birth. Then when he comes out of the womb in the golden age, he will not even have a penny worth of knowledge, Krishna. He won't know 1 ounce of knowledge. The Father comes and explains to you that Sri Krishna did not play a physical flute. He did not have this knowledge. So how could he have played the flute of the Murli? If the masters of the world, Lakshmi Narayan, don't have knowledge, how could the sages, holy men, and sannyasis, etc., have this knowledge? They show him coming floating on a peepal leaf. That's how they show Krishna in the scriptures. Where did Krishna come from? We don't know. He just came floating on a peepal leaf in the ocean. And he was doing this or that. Sometimes they say, oh, he was sucking his thumb. All of those things are just tall stories that they have written. When he put his foot in the river Ganges, the Ganges went down below. The water evaporated. Just think about the things that people make up just with their imagination. The Father now explains, don't believe any wrong things that people say because of the influence of corrupt stories on the path of devotion, religion. Don't believe them. So many people study the scriptures, etc., and they don't understand them, of course. The Father says, forget everything you have studied, even forget those bodies of yours. A soul sheds a body and takes another to play his part with a different name, in a different form, different land, and a different costume. The Father says, this is a dirty costume. Both the soul and the body are impure. The soul is said to be ugly and beautiful. When the soul was pure, it was beautiful. Then by sitting on the pyre of lust, it became ugly. It's now being made to sit on the pyre of this knowledge by the Father. The soul is being made. The purifier Father says, remember me, and the alloy will be removed. Alloy is mixed in the soul. At the end of the Iron Age, you are poor. Then in the Golden Age, you will build golden palaces. You have so much wealth, you can build palaces out of gold. It is a wonder how much value diamonds have here. There, they're just like stones, like pebbles, rocks. You are now filling your apron with the jewels of knowledge from the Father. So ultimately, why does that happen? Why do diamonds have such value here? They sparkle here, they sparkle there, they probably sparkle better in Golden Age. What's determining your value for them?
Your feelings about yourself
Your
and
feelings about yourself, your own self-awareness. So you look at the diamonds here and you, wow, those are sparkling, they're bright. They're they're more valuable than I am. And a deity looks at them and knows their own value, and they look at diamonds, they say, oh, pretty stones. Now filling your aprons with the jewels of this knowledge from the Father, it is written that platefuls of jewels were brought out of the ocean. Take as many as you want from the ocean. Even the mines, physical mines, that's where we're going to get all our metals and jewels, even they become full. All that means all the jewels and diamonds and gold from around the globe get concentrated in India through the processes of destruction. You have had visions. They show a play about Maya, the genie. He saw bricks of gold lying there in the subtle region and thought that he would bring some back with him. However, when he came down out of trance, there was nothing there out of the subtle region experience. There you will build palaces with golden bricks. Have thoughts like this so that your mercury of happiness rises. Give the Father's introduction. No one knows that Shiv Baba also came 5,000 years ago. You know that he came 5,000 years ago and taught you Raj Yoga. Every cycle, he only teaches you alone. He doesn't teach the whole world. Only Brahmins get this knowledge. Those who come and become Brahmins will then become deities. They create the variety form image. They have made the top knot of the Brahmins disappear from that. The Brahmin clan is remembered as the most elevated clan. However, they are physical Brahmins. So it's not the physical Brahmins of the world from Hinduism, whereas you are the spiritual Brahmins. You relate the true story. This is the story of the true Narayan, true perfect man, the story of immortality. Baba's telling you this story of immortality and making you immortal, conqueror of death. This land of death is to be destroyed. Sri Baba says, I have come to take you back. There will be so many souls who have to go back, billions. When souls return home, there is no sound there. Sound there. When there is a swarm of bees, they make so much noise. All the bees fly behind the queen bee. There is such great unity amongst them. The example of the buzzing moth is also taken from here. You change human beings into deities. You buzz this knowledge to impure ones, and they become masters of the pure world. Yours is the family path. And in this too, the majority who are in knowledge, the majority are
mothers.
Mothers. Therefore, it is said, salutations to the mothers. A Brahmakumari is one who enables others to receive the inheritance for 21 births from the Father. So maximum souls in Gyan tend to be females. So because of that, Baba puts the authority of power on their head. The Father gives the inheritance of constant happiness. Those who do service and study well will become the masters. Is it better to become a king or better to be a servant? At the end, you will come to know everything about what you are to become. There, once you see what you're truly going to become, elevated deity, then there will be repentance for all the things you did that were an obstacle to you becoming that and others becoming that. Why did I not follow Baba's Srimat? The Father says, follow Srimat. What's God going to say? Just do what I'm asking you to do. You should not accept a room from someone who offers it to you, who offers it for you to open a center, but who at the same time continues to
smoke or eat meat.
As they eat meat, continues to eat meat, etc. So you cannot teach knowledge from a home that continues to sustain the murder of animals. One would be a charitable soul, whereas the other would be a sinful soul. Therefore, that place could not, and would not become an ashram. Ashram means purity, place of purity. The other, Baba says, if you are creating heaven in your own home, you also have to be in heaven. You can't create heaven in a garbage dump, in a barn with manure. Don't just rely on blessings. Remember the Father. He will purify you and take you back home with him. You should have a lot of happiness because you are winning such a lottery. The more you remember the Father, the more your sins will be absolved. No one in the world can love you as much as the Father does. He is called the ocean of knowledge. You also have to become like him. If you cause anyone sorrow or upset anyone, then you will have to die in sorrow because you'll have to die in the memory of having given that sorrow. God is not cursing you. He's just saying this by saying this. He's not cursing you by saying this, but he is
Explaining.
merely explaining to you. Give happiness and you will remain happy. Love everyone. Baba is also the ocean of love. Acha. So God's not trying to hurt your feelings. He's telling you if you continue to do these things, giving sorrow, etc., then you're going to have to die in sorrow. Mite mite se kila de bacha prati. Mat pita bab dada ka yad pyara. Good morning. Rohani Bhakti, Rohani Bachcho ko namaste. Or
Ruhani Bachcho ki, Ruhani Bhakko, Namaste.
essence for dharana. Number 1. Don't trust any wrong things that are said by others. Okay? How many right things have you heard anyone say lately? So by and large, your filter should be, don't trust most things that most human beings say. So better to err on the side of caution. Forget whatever wrong things you have studied and now practice becoming bodiless. Number 2, don't just rely on blessings, but also make yourself pure. Follow the Father at every step. Never cause anyone sorrow. Don't upset anyone. Blessing. May you be completely faithful and break away from everyone else and connect yourself to the one on the basis of your having true love. How many times you see me? How many times we witness somebody's upset with me, they're angry, they're this and that, and I keep giving them knowledge and they don't want to hear it. Eventually they think about it again, then they come back and they are fine. So all that was their creation. Do I get any karma for giving them sorrow? I just told them what Baba said, right? Because if you remember, Baba said that point will give you the strength to overcome the Maya that you're in so you could get your intellect reconnected to remembering Baba again. Blessing. May you be completely faithful to one Baba, one beloved, and break away from everyone else and connect yourself to the one, capital O, on the basis of your having true love. So why does yoga go away? You lose true love to remember the feeling of true love for the Father, despite all that he does for you. You completely faithful children do not have anyone except the Father, the Father's task, the Father's praise, and Father's knowledge in your thoughts and dreams. Father's task, praise, the Father himself, and the Father's knowledge in your thoughts and dreams. If you follow that Srimad, then you won't allow Maya to stay in your mind. The Father's praise and the Father's knowledge in your thoughts and dreams. You have to belong to the one Father and none other. Let the love of your intellects be constantly connected to the one. You will then not be colored by the company of many human beings, human opinion. So your first promise is, I will break away from everyone else and connect myself to only the one. To fulfill this promise means to be completely faithful. You have to have complete faith to be able to fulfill that promise. Slogan, the original stage of your truth will make you complete and perfect amidst adverse situations. Om Shanti. Avyat signal. Unshakable, immovable, constant. By remembering that you are the children of the highest on high Father, your stage will remain
High, intoxicated, constant,
Unshakable.
constant and stable. When you have all relationships with the one, your stage will also be ekras. Ekras means ekras, constant and stable. It's the string of relationship is pulled towards someone else, just getting distracted, influenced by, allowing your intellect to be pulled. You will then not have a constant and stable stage, because that means you are pulled because you're not able to remember Baba constantly. So in order to make your stage constant and stable, do not look at anyone except the one. Om Shanti. Great practical Murli.